Talofa lava tai amanuia. Ia ona o tātou taimi whaatulanga ina o leo le a tātou amataloa. Ia, malei fua mai ai whanunga lea Mrik Samoa, le atunu pele I amatanga whiaunga luenga nei fo itai au fo o le aso lusu lima o ke topa, I ne tau sanga luas fulu matolu, po lua afe luas fulu matolu, tai amanuia, I lau whaasausaunga tutuila ma manua. Whaatalo whaatu male anganga whaaloalo I le malu tele, o sio tātou atunuu, ai me se fo I la tau o lo umwhaio na awai mai tulimanu SS or kelope. O le tātou whaaftai ma tātou vi inga e whaamua I le atua tai au nei, o lana pule whaito atasi wana ia tai mai ei, lo soifua ia ma lo ufo I nei ola, ia tātou whaaftai ale anga lema le alofo le atua mo I tātou uma. Whia lava se tafo lalangi o lo mwhaiona e whaafunga mai ai tātou porkalame, e tu watu lima o whaatalofa mo whaapia atu. Talofa lava, mai le maua Mrik Samoa e te atu I sa wanga whaaloto I whale, ma sa wanga tau whiosua inga. Wa o Judy Matautia, se sui o vaenga o porkalame whai ale mau, a Mrik Samoa e te atu I sa wanga whaaloto I whale, ma sa wanga tau whiosua inga. O tō paia ma tō mamalu I tō uma ia o le a lea fea I sfamtalanga o wao Samoa le atu no o malu tau ave ai tau ina ia o whapea atu tu low lava whaatalo whaatu I tōa fionga uma a fio mai whapea foil whaatalo whaatu fo I tō sunga uma susu mai I le tato porkalame le aso ai ole a o liliu wane sa ili tai se anga waa ma se ai a wale whaatasi mai fo I o nisi fo I o wompa anga o mwhaion tato mafuta I le ne yaso. Talofa, good morning everyone. Welcome to the 2023 Domestic Violence Awareness Month, a virtual conference. Everyone knows someone. My name is Judy Matautia and I'm the training coordinator for the American Samoa Alliance Against Domestic and Sexual Violence, the federally recognized territorial dual coalition on domestic and sexual violence for the territory of American Samoa. We are so grateful to have all of you here this morning to be part and take part in some great discussions and shared information from a great lineup of speakers we have today. So your presence speaks volumes. I always say this when we have these gatherings, that your being here, your presence speaks volumes and allows for the work to move forward. It allows for the work to move forward. And if you're wondering how does the work move forward just by you being here, is by you getting that information and sharing that information to others, showing those support to others, to victims of violence, and so forth. So your presence, again, your presence speaks volumes. And again, it allows for the work. It's because it's not just the work of the Alliance. It's everybody's job. It's everybody's work in moving forward. So at this time, as we move forward with our agenda or our program, I'd like to turn the time over to Herthelina Amwe-Balongo, an educator who teaches American Samoa history at Whangaitua High School. Heta, as she is known to many, will lead us this morning with spoken word. Thank you, Heta.
Thank you. There is a Samoan proverb our people love to use, "E aule ina ilau atamaitai," which means women complete the roof. If a Samoan fale is truly built on the shoulders of women, then how come our house is burning? And why is it that the truth is still hidden? Whai mai, o lo'u fale malo'u ai o te maluai. Ai limas fulsasi pasenio teine mawhawhine ua whai mai, o au ua sawaina. Mai le se fulu lima tausanga. O au ua o lima lo to alua I o folinga I tu tino whaasaina ma lau mawhauwhau ua amata o nā whaina. This house is on fire. Domestic violence, two words that don't belong. Simpler terms, home abuse, Doesn't that sound kind of wrong? When she puts on her black shades, oletali, eleaiseme tupu. When a mother's behavior starts to change, oletali, eleaiseme tupu. When grandma already knows your pain, and a wife feels like it's too little, too late. Oletali lava esau, eleai, leai lava. Fai mai samo ai talo fai. Education, awareness, ai lea lava fai. O fele me o yai. Only 40% of women have treated and told that there really is no abuse. I oi mato tuangane o lato tuafine. So tell me, where is the proof? Your house is on fire. Violence is a part of our culture. That is not traditional. That is not true. Awale avel tato fiatangata, ma me fayai upu ole atunu. Fasi, fasi alofa. Fasi, fasi tatau. Aile ole fasi se ia o ina langona mai lau whanau. John Mayer sang a song that I love, and I'd like to sing that to you. Fathers, be good to your daughters, because daughters will love like you do. Girls become lovers who turn into mothers. So, mothers, be good to your daughters too. And if everyone knows someone, and that someone here is you, look at everyone around and please tell us, what is it that we can do? Words are not enough. Let's not make it a habit. The only apology is changed behavior. Bring a bucket of water while you're at it. Olo ufale malo ainga o te maluai. America Samoa, our house is on fire. Fa'amole mole tula imai. Thank you.
Thank you, Heta, for that beautiful spoken word. If we weren't, if we weren't manning the time, I would ask Heta if she could come back on and repeat that. Do that again. Fasialofa, your house is on fire. Girls become lovers that become mothers. Bring a bucket. Bring a bucket. Our house is on fire. Thank you, Heta, for those beautiful, beautiful words. And moving on with our agenda, with the work of the Alliance, wellness is very important. It is a big component of the work we do today as we move forward with the work out into the community. We talk, we practice, we exercise wellness with our Samoan community, with our Samoan people, as we bring wellness, to our people. We begin today's program with also a wellness exercise. And we have Monica Vervea, our community educator, who will be leading us in with our wellness exercise this morning. Thank you, Monica.
Thank you, Judy. Good morning. Kyle Manuia, everyone. I just want to see if everyone can hear me. Okay, awesome. Talofa, my name is Monica, and I will be guiding you through a simple wellness exercise this morning. This will help us refocus our energy, clear our minds as we begin listening to a presentation for our dvam conference this morning. So now, before we get into it, we need to start placing ourselves in a comfortable position. You can sit in whatever position that may seem comfortable to you, and whatever that may look like, go ahead, get comfortable. Make sure you ground yourself by placing your feet on the ground. Make sure you feel warm through sitting in any position. Again, it's all about what comforts you. Last but not the least, allow yourself to trust me. to guide you along this exercise, um, I will give you maybe 5 seconds to get into your comfy position. And I hope that beginning is first, that follow my voice. And yes, so when you're ready, go ahead and close your eyes, giving you a moment. Now that you have grounded yourself, gotten into your comfortable position, and you have given me a trust, let's go ahead and start by taking a few deep breaths in, but I want you to start doing short, fast breaths. Follow my voice as I guide you. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Remember, these are short, fast breaths. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, with the next breath, you should feel a little different because I want you to inhale to the point where your chest expands. I want you to start taking deep breaths. Follow my voice. Breathe in, hold it, breathe out. Breathe in, hold it, breathe out. You're doing awesome. Remember, deep breath. Breathe in, hold it, breathe out. Now, I want you to shift your breathing a little differently this time. I want you to go into normal breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. Make sure you exhale all the stresses. Breathe in, breathe out. And all the worries you have along with that carbon dioxide. Inhale, exhale. Very well. Now, as you are slowly doing your soft, normal breath, I want to share some kind words with you that will help you start off the day. Breathe in, breathe out. You are appreciated. You are amazing. You are strong. You are kind. You are important. It's okay to make mistakes, for we all learn from them. But I just wanted to remind you that you are doing great, amazing things. You will be okay. If you need a break, take it. If you need to breathe, do it. Again, breathe in, breathe out. You are appreciated. You are strong. You are kind. And you are important. Now listen to my voice as I guide you back into this space. Don't stop breathing. And I want you to start counting from 10 to 1 using your inner voice. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now slowly place your hands on your desk, lap, or wherever you feel comfortable, and slowly open your eyes. Let's take one more deep breath in together and exhale. Awesome. I just wanted to say you guys did awesome, and thank you for allowing me into your safe space and for trusting me into leading you through this wellness. I'll go ahead and give the time back over to Judy. Thank you.
Thank you, Monica, for that wellness for that breathing exercise. I hope everybody was able to settle down, settle in, ground yourselves as we move forward with some awesome discussions for today during that short wellness exercise. Don't forget, your wellness is important. We'll have another wellness exercise later on before we end today's session. All right, so we are we're now at the point where we introduce our keynote speaker, and our keynote speaker is Counsel Angela Drummond. She serves as the chief prosecutor at the American Samoa Office of the Attorney General and is an active member of the Maryland State Bar Association. In her current role, she leads the prosecution team in handling complex and sensitive cases involving criminal, civil, and administrative matters, as well as collaborate with other agencies and stakeholders to ensure justice and accountability for the people of American Samoa. She is committed to advancing the rule of law and protecting the rights and interests of the public, and is eager to learn from and contribute to the diverse and dynamic team at any agency, business, or corporation. Everyone, can we please welcome our keynote speaker for today, Counsel Angela Drummond.
I want to thank everyone for this event, for inviting me to this event. And I'm, as you can see, anyone that knows me, I'm always on the go. So I want to say sorry for any noise in the background. I'm trying to limit all noise. I just had an emergency in which I just had to run from and deal with. So I just want to apologize that I'm not at my office. But if it's okay, I would like to still proceed right now where I'm at. Is it okay?
You're good.
Okay. Sorry. I want to first, again, say thank you for having me to come and speak on this issue. Our office in the past 5 days received over 20 affidavits for domestic violence. And half of those I was able to charge with felony cases. And I know that usually in the past, we were only able to charge assault 3 a misdemeanor, no matter what the injury was. If the person didn't use like a weapon of some sort, we were not able to charge assault 2. But the way that we are charging documents now, we are making a point to let the court know that a fist in a hand is a weapon when it's used to hurt someone, when it's used to cause injury. And so now we're able to charge these crimes as a felony when it's really so much of abuse with their hands and fists to it potentially or attempt to cause serious physical injury. So we are carefully wording our documents so that these people don't think, these suspects and these perpetrators do not think that they can just get a misdemeanor and get probation for 12 months or so. We're really now, with DPS help, we're really now to let Samoa know, let American Samoa know, the community know that that just like any object, if you use it for deadly force, if you use it for a serious physical injury, whether it's just your hands or object, it's still a weapon. It's still a dangerous instrument. So just want to let you guys know that. And the courts are seeing that too. And the courts are kind of fed up with the amount of domestic violence that's going on. And now it's a whole thing with cheating. Oh, I thought she was cheating on me. And a lot, I guess the perpetrators think that just saying that, oh, someone's cheating on me is going to get them um, get their case dropped or something. And it's not going to work. So I'm glad that people coming up. We had a person in education who called the cops for her friend who showed up to work with bruises on her. And because of that, we were able to charge him with assault in a first degree and assault in a second degree. So um, we are definitely making strides. The community has definitely heard our voice, and if you see something, say something. And so I'm very excited about that. We've we still have many cases. We have a heavy court. We still have um, over 100 cases in our in domestic violence unit alone that we're still trying to get through. We still have victims who are trying to say that this is the first offense. This is I want my husband back, and it's a challenge sometimes when we're not able to when we have to fight the victim to save the victim, and it's a challenge because we're trying to protect the victim and the victim not trying to protect themselves. So we're doing a lot of counseling, and I'm definitely we're going to start definitely having a pipeline to the agencies like this who can help and talk to victims, so they won't be intimidated by their spouse to drop charges or their families. We get a lot of families in here. I just had a family um, who came for the victim last week, and you know, they come in with the children, and I say, I'm doing this for your children. I'm doing this for your family. We're not trying to attack your family. We're trying to save your family. So one of our major issues were victims were not taking pictures, we're not going to the hospital. And I just want to make sure that we actually tell the people in the community, like, you got to take pictures. You got to the court need to see the pictures. The opposing counsel need to see the pictures. Because if it's bad pictures, then opposing counsel would talk to the defendant, and it won't have to be dragged out in court. So pictures, even when I was in the state, even when I practiced in Miami, in Florida, and in DC, I started off at the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office, Prosecutor's Office, and victims just would not take pictures. And then when something happened, they'll say, "Oh yeah, I was abused for all these years." But if the defendant is a narcissist, he's able to manipulate. So he can manipulate the courts. He can manipulate, people. And the victim now is victimized because now people start thinking that she or he is a liar. So taking pictures is one of the main components of our case. It helps the victims a lot. And going to the hospital, reporting it to the hospital. And I think we have to let that be known. I always ask, did she go to the hospital? Because if they went to the hospital, that's evidence for us. So I'm just glad to report in the past couple of affidavits and charges, we had victims who went to the hospital. We have victims who allow officers to take pictures, or who took their own pictures. So I'm glad that in the past 2 or 3 affidavits, we had that. um, I say that if the issue, I think the biggest thing we need to do for domestic violence, and from the perspective of the AG's office, we have to change legislation. I'm trying to change legislation for sexual abuse now, but we have to also change it with assault, with domestic violence as well, because I'm a skilled attorney and I know how to charge things, but because all the attorneys, we have contracts and then we leave, we don't know who's the next attorney is going to be. We don't know if the next attorney in my place wouldn't have the heart or care to be a person who advocates for domestic violence and sexual abuse victims. And so I think we have to change legislation so that no matter who's in my position, who comes and goes for years to come, that victims will always be protected. And I feel like I'm rambling, so I'd rather just answer questions. Anyone has any questions?
No, you're not, counselor. You're not rambling. As a matter of fact, the information you're sharing is so great. I mean, we've got people that are commenting about how they are appreciative of the information you're sharing, because for many of us, for many of the community, a lot of this is news to them. With the many cases that come in, because we don't really hear of many cases, not unless it's a very, not unless either a victim dies or, the perpetrator, or something happens to the perpetrator, unless it's one of those extreme cases, we really don't hear of it, right? I mean, and so many of those cases that go through, and the numbers you're giving us, yeah, my goodness. So no, you're not rambling at all. Well, we're just clinging on to your every word. So please, if you wish to continue, by all means, it's, we want to hear more.
And if anyone has any questions, I can definitely be glad to answer it. We just, it's a continuous thing. It's a continuous thing. Just right now we're trying to set up a system where we can have a pipeline. We can have a pipeline when the cases go from DPS to my office, and one of the organizations, domestic organizations, are alerted, so that someone can have so they can have support. And we're trying to also establish evidentiary things. We don't have, so especially for sexual violence. Now we have a lot of defendants who usually would confess to something. Now they're like, "Oh, I didn't do it. I didn't rape her. I don't know what she's talking about. I never seen her before." But we don't have DNA forensic lab to take the DNA from the person and compare it to the defendant. So we're working on that. Some of our cases are are in jeopardy because of that. We have in high court alone, minus the domestic violence, we have about 50 sexual violence cases that are open. And then in the past month, we had about, say, 15 more in the past month that came up, and just different avenues. We're trying to fight from every end, and we're trying to just fight from every perspective. But passing the legislation would definitely help us to really combat this issue. And I'm glad that the courts are really trying to fall in line with what we're trying to do in retrospect to domestic violence cases, especially when we have a lot of wives and girlfriends and mothers who depend on the abusing spouse to support their houses. And a lot of women do not come forward because they need the money. And we just had a case where a guy told his wife, if you drop the charges, I'll pay child support. And so, and that's not, and he wanted that in writing. We have other people who would say, if you drop the charges, then I can come home and be a babysitter.
She's going over.
You know, it's your fault. And so then the family began to blame the victim because it's like, oh, you know, I can't take. So they refuse to take care of the kids because the person locked up the perpetrator. So we're fighting families and trying to provide a lot of care and deal with those situations where the perpetrator is the breadwinner, and now the wife probably never worked or have too many kids, and so and now they're crying in my office trying to get the person out in order. So what I do is I still sentence them, I still charge them, I still put them in TCF, but I give them work release so that they still can go to work and give the person the money. But they still in jail. I mean, and so if it's a dire situation like that, then but work release cannot be anywhere near the person, and they have to make sure that the person who they're working for watches them and supervises them at all times and take them backwards and forth to TCF. But we it's that's what we're facing. And we have so many cases. Yesterday alone, I had a status hearing for about 40 FDACR cases, domestic violence cases by itself. And that was just yesterday. So, yeah, so we're trying, but I see that we're, you know, we are trying to, we are on a pendulum, this circle, not a circle, but like a hill, and we at the top of this hill. And I'm just glad that in the past couple of cases, we had victims who now take pictures. They come forth. We have people telling on each other. And when someone is being abused, we have teachers. Thank God for teachers. We have teachers. We have coworkers who are exposing the sexual abuse, the domestic violence that they see. So I am definitely glad to see that.
Thank you. Thank you, Council Drummond. Thank you so much for that. All that informative. That was very informative. I know you have court in a few minutes. Or you're probably outside of the courthouse right now. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the work you do. And thank you so much for serving our community, for, dropping your life in the mainland and coming here, your family as well, and moving to American Samoa to support the work we do in violence prevention and eliminating violence. I'm sure it has not been easy for you. We have kept you on your toes since you've arrived. Yeah. So we appreciate you. We appreciate you so much. And thank you for all that you've shared. We will stay connected, Council Drummond. And yes, we appreciate everything, everything that you do in support of the community. And we appreciate you and all the work that you do. So have a great day, and we'll connect later.
Thank you. Thank you. It was great talking to everyone. If any questions, always feel free to contact me, my office. Okay.
Yes. And if any question comes up later, I can email you as well.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So we're going to take a quick break right now before we actually start with our sessions or our presentations today. We're going to take a quick break. During these breaks, we normally run our PSAs. And with our PSAs, There's a lot of information there that we provide the community. If you were on here earlier, then you saw some of the PSAs that we create here at the Alliance. And towards the end of today's session, we will also be doing the same. We will also be showing some of those PSAs. We have 2 breaks within the session. So this is the first break. And during these breaks, we will be showing the Proclamation for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We will be reading it. So rather than us reading it like this out here, we thought we would create something more interesting to catch your eye, hopefully. And you will hear the folks in the community that will be reading the proclamation in the background.
Polo inga whalau wai tele, masina mo le whalau iloaina ma le puipuia mai sa wanga whaaloto I whale o ke topa luafe lua tolu. E loa e tangata taitasi se tasi. Talu ai, o sa wanga whaaloto I whale o ni amionga e whaongaina e le tasi o paanga, e whaamautu ai lo na malo si anga malo na pūleo le isi paanga I se mafutanga vāvala lata. E mawhai o na tupu iso o se tasi, iso o se taimi o se mafutanga. O sa wanga whaaloto I whale, e au fiaia mionga e a whaina ai I tūlanga whaalitino, tupu ai le fefe, ta o fia se paanga mai le whaia o mea lātou te mana na o iai, po o le whaamalo sia o I lātou, e whaia mionga e le o mana na o ai. Ma
Taluai e silia ma le 5 sutasi pasene o te maita I Samoa e su 5 fasu I o lātou tausanga. Na ripotia le afia I sa wanga whaaletino, mai o lātou taito o lua po o se isi tangata, talu mai le 15 o lātou tausanga. Tasi tolu te maita I whai poipo, e te tusa tausanga, na ripotia le afia I sa wanga whaaletino, sa wanga tau wheu sua inga, ma sa wanga whaalamona, na whaia e se paanga. Lua I le 5 te maitai, mai lea lava vaenga o tausanga wa afia I sa wanga whaalitino, na whaia tangata e leo se paanga. Talu mai su 5 o lato tausanga, ma se 41% o lato wa afia, I le se 13 ma sina taluai. Ai tasi le 5 te maitai, mai lea lava vaenga o tausanga o le se 15 il fast fulwiva, na ripotia le afia I sa wanga tau wheu sua inga, na whaia se tasi, I le lato wolanga. Tasi I le se fulu, wa afia I le se fulu tolu ma sina taluai. O te maitai mai luas fulu I le luasu whātau sanga, e ono a afia I sa wanga whaale langona, whaale tino, po o sa wanga tau wheu sua inga, e whaia se paanga, ai o te maitai sa moa maitanga, mai le tau sanga sfulu 5 I le fast fulwiva. Whātasi ma le 1% na ripotia lea afia I sa wanga whaletino a o maitanga. Mai te maitai uma ua afia I sa wanga whaletino, whaalangona, ma po o sa wanga tau wheu sua inga, na o le fast food pasene o I lātou ia, na ripotia o lātou mata upu. Ma
Taluai, o lo iele mana unga e whawa o le whaia o onga, o le silafia ma le mamalama e sa wanga whaaloto I whale mo na mafuanga. I loa ina mana umia o na mamalama e le whaingatau sa wanga, pe o na sa waina I tono nuu mafioanga, whasanga tau nuu mafioanga. Ma le whiwhewhi o tele o I lātou, sa waina e ripotia tu la fono, ma taluai, e mawhai on tātou sosoani uma I whausia ma whātu mawina, o se awivi whalanga nuu e ngawhatau lima ina ai sa wanga I tono ainga, le mea le tali ai sa wanga, ai langona ina I leo I lātou a fia sa wanga, lango ina mpuipuia I lātou, e te tauan tātou tū mau mata mau, I le whausia ino sa Amerika Samoa e sili atu malangona umai le sango le mu, whaololungia, ola sa oloto, mai sa wanga matalia whamalolonga, e te tauan tātou la fua I le manatu whapea, o sa wanga o se vaenga o tātou nganu Samoa, mai awana I ngalo le wha Samoa e whaavai le alofa, ma le whaaloalo, e te tonu ngā le muai a inga, ma tue whalea ai nuu mafioanga, ma
Aluai, e loa e tangata taitasi se tasi, o se tau mawhainga e whailoa mai ai le taatelo sa wanga whaaloto I whale, ma e le whaapena o sa wanga whaale tino ai te le atu. Olona winga, e loa umalawa e tangata uma se tasi wa fia I sa wanga whaaloto I whale, pe te vaaia pele ai. O le tasi e leo na o se whainumera ai o se tasi. Se sui o se ainga, se tua oi, se tasi lua te ngā lulue whātasi, se wō e a awhia uma tātou i sawanga whāloto i whale, mai te tawana a vea i tātou uma, ma se waenga o le waifo. Lo a awhia le masina mo le whaalau roa ina, ma le pui puia, ma i sawanga whāloto i whale. O se awala le leilea e lango ina ai lātou wa awhia i sawanga. Au whaatupula ia le māmalama, ma le sina fia ma a mata ai o whaatala noa ina. O le te atu ma le whaata maia o sa wanga whaaloto i whale i tutonu o Amerika Samoa.
O lea, o au tala wenga iwi ale o le kovana tofia o le territory o Amerika Samoa, e polo ina aile masina o ke topa luafe lua tolu o le masina e whaalau iloa ma puipuia mai sa wanga whaaloto i whale, ma lango ina tau mawhainga e whaamuta ina ai sa wanga whaaloto i whale i le territory. O te wala watu i tangata anu uma o Amerika Samoa, ina ia saunoa matula i te te atu i sa wanga whaaloto i whale. O te wala watu i Amerika Samoa e lango ina, uma tau mawhainga e awa o ina ai tupulanga talavou e whaatatau i mafutanga malolo ina e whaavai i whaanoano. O te wala watu i Amerika Samoa e lango i lātou wa awhia i sa wanga o lo i tonu lava o tātou wa inga ma whesota inga. O te wala watu i Amerika Samoa e lango ina tau mawhainga uma a i lātou o lo tau tuaina ma avatu au nanga ese mo i lātou ua awhia i sa wanga. O te wala watu i Amerika Samoa e whaamuta sa wanga whaaloto i whale. Ma to e whaafo i tātou watunuu i ala o le tātou wha Samoa o le whaaloalo, mamalu, alofa, ma le anga lelei. Ua whaamaunia le nei polo inga e ala i lo usainia ina, whaatasi ai ma le whaamau whaailonga a lo uofisa ua whaia i le aso lua fitu le nei o se tema i le tausanga o le Mesia e lua afe ma le lua sifuru ma le tolu. Tala wenga iwi ale, ko vana tofia.